There's a layer of red clay sitting thick upon my boots. I've been walking down this highway trying to find my honest roots. Got a bag of old regrets slung across my aching back. Every step kicks up the memory of the things I seem to lack. Sun is beating down like a hammer on the stone, but there is grace on this dusty road, walking right beside me now, turning every heavy mile into holy ground somehow. I thought I had to be scrubbed clean to see the Father's face, but He met me in the middle of the dirt and golden grace. Yeah, walking down the highway, breathing in the southern air, finding mercy in the dust, finding heaven everywhere. I passed a man who told me I should wash before I pray. I just smiled and told him God already knows the way. He knows the mud I fell in, and He knows the tears I bled. He prefers a dirty sinner with a humble bowed down head. The wind blows through the cotton, whispering a quiet hymn, and there is grace on this dusty road, walking right beside me now, turning every heavy mile into holy ground somehow. I thought I had to be scrubbed clean to see the Father's face, but He met me in the middle of the dirt and golden grace. Yeah, walking down the highway, breathing in the southern air, finding mercy in the dust, finding heaven everywhere. Let the dust fly up, let it settle on my skin. It's the evidence of walking out of darkness, out of sin. Every footprint is a testimony, every mile a prayer, 'cause there is grace on this dusty road, walking right beside me now, turning every heavy mile into holy ground somehow. I thought I had to be scrubbed clean to see the Father's face, but He met me in the middle of the dirt and golden grace. Yeah, walking down the highway, breathing in the southern air, finding mercy in the dust, finding heaven everywhere. Keep on walking through the dust and the grace. Yeah, going home. desert, parched and dry. I'm looking for a cloud in a burning sky. I've been running hard,
I've been running fast,
looking for a peace that's gonna last. Then you led me down to a riverbed and laid a crown of mercy on my head. I've got
the still water blues, and it feels so good, drinking from the fountain like I knew I should.
No more thirst,
no more restless stride,
just sitting by the water
with you by my side.
Quiet healing, what a feeling.
The upright bass is like a heartbeat slow, watching the river of your spirit flow.
Every ripple is a promise,
every drop is a song. This is the place where I belong. Flowing, flowing,
I hit the gravel hard today, scrape my spirit on the stone. Looked around the empty street, felt the chill of being alone. I've had hands that held me tight when the sun was shining bright, but they slipped away like water in the middle of the night. I thought I'd fall forever down into the deepest dark, but I felt the grip that won't let go, holding steady, holding firm, catching every broken piece when my world began to burn. It didn't pull away in anger, didn't flinch when I was weak. It just held me in the silence when my voice refused to speak. Yeah, the anchor of my rescue, stronger than the undertow. I'm resting in the mercy of the grip that won't let go. I tried to pull away out of shame for what I'd done, told the Lord I wasn't worthy, forgiveness wrapped around my trembling hand. So child, I knew your failures long before this life began. There ain't a depth of sorrow that His mercy cannot reach. I felt the grip that won't let go, holding steady, holding firm, catching every broken piece. When my world began to burn, it didn't pull away in anger, didn't flinch when I was weak. It just held me in the silence when my voice refused to speak. Yeah, the anchor of my rescue, stronger than the undertow. I'm resting in the mercy of the grip that won't let go. When the waters rise above me and I cannot find the shore, when the wind is howling madness right outside my cabin door, I don't have to save myself, I don't have to be the strong one. I trust the grip that won't let go, holding steady, holding firm, catching every broken piece. When my world began to burn, it didn't pull away in anger, didn't flinch when I was weak. It just held me in the silence when my voice refused to speak. Ah, the anchor of my rescue, stronger than the undertow. I'm resting in the mercy of the grip that won't let go. Still holding on, you never drop me, Lord. I'm safe in your hands. There's an ancient oak tree standing at the edge of town, roots dug deep into the cold and unforgiving ground. Lightning struck its branches, the wind tore off its leaves, but it never bowed to sorrow, it just swayed upon the breeze. I went and sat beneath it when my world was falling in, hoping that old timber knew the shape that I was in. It said, stand your ground, let the storm just roll on through. Heaven's gonna send a healing rain to wash you new. You don't need to have the a place to stand. Let the Father hold your worries in the hollow of His hand. Yeah, the old oak knows the secret to the blues. Grace will always find its way to you. I've been bending like a willow, snapping like a twig, trying to carry every burden, trying to build a life too big. But the shadows and the branches played a quiet, holy song, telling me I'm not forgotten, telling me I still belong. It took 100 years of weather just to make that timber strong. And the Lord is taking time with me to fix what I got wrong. It said, stand your ground, let the storm just roll on through. Heaven's gonna send a healing rain to wash you new. You don't need to have the answers, you just need a place to stand. Let the Father hold your worries in the hollow of His hand. Yeah, the old oak knows the secret to the blues. Grace will always find its way to you. Take your youth, but it leaves you something real, a quiet kind of knowing, a soul that learns to heal. I left my heavy baggage at the bottom of that tree and walked away with nothing but the Spirit leading me. So I'll stand my ground, let the storm just roll on through. Heaven's gonna send a healing rain to wash me new. I don't need to have the answers, I just need a place to stand. Let the Father hold my worries in the hollow of His hand. Yeah, the old oak knows the secret to the blues. Grace will always find its way to you. Just standing tall, roots down in the grace. Thank you, Lord. I'm a broken vessel, I'm a shattered jar, trying to hide every single scar. I thought I was useless, I thought I was done. A wasted life under the setting sun. But the potter's hands
are warm and kind, healing the pieces I left behind. There are cracks in the clay, but that's where the light gets in. Your mercy is stronger than my thickest sin. You're filling the holes with a gold so bright, making me beautiful in the middle of the night. Oh, what a savior, what a friend.
The soulful rasp of a midnight prayer, telling the world that you're always there. You don't want perfection, you just want my heart, a humble beginning and for a brand new start. The Hammond B3 is swelling with grace as I feel the warmth of your holy embrace. The lamp is low and the oil is thin. The cold of the world is trying to get in. I've been on my knees for 1,000 hours, waiting for the rain to wake the flowers. The blues guitar is whispering a plea. Lord, have you forgotten a soul like me? But I'll keep the fire burning, I'll stay awake, I'll wait for the dawn for your holy sake. Faith is the fuel in the dead of the night, trust in the vision when there's nothing inside. Oh, I believe, Lord, help my unbelief. The soft tambourine is the beat of my soul. Trust in the one who is in control. Even in the silence, you're working your plan, way beyond the reach of a mortal man. try and find my way around, but every road I took just led me further underground. I chased a neon promise, I chased a hollow thrill, ended up with empty pockets, standing on a lonely hill. The devil tried to tell me I was too far gone to save, but a whisper in the canyon called me out the grave. I threw away the map and found the compass of His grace, pointing me to mercy, leading to a better place. It don't point to the gold, it don't point to the fame, it points right to the altar where He calls me by my name. Yeah, the compass of His grace is always true, guiding broken men like me and you. The needle doesn't tremble when the hurricane rolls in. It holds a steady bearing through the chaos and the sin. I've walked through the desert where the water ran bone dry, but the compass showed a river falling from the sky. You can't buy it in a market, you can't hold it in your hand, but it's the only thing that leads you to the promised land. I threw away the map and found the compass of His grace, pointing me to mercy, leading to a better place. It don't point to the gold, it don't point to the fame, it points right to the altar where He calls me by my name. Yeah, the compass of His grace is always true, guiding broken men like me and you. North, south, east or west, it really doesn't matter where you start. The only direction that matters is the surrender of the heart. I'm surrendering today. I threw away the map and found the compass of His grace, pointing me to mercy, leading to a better place. It don't point to the gold, it don't point to the fame, it points right to the altar where He calls me by my name. Yeah, the compass of His grace is always true, guiding broken men like me and you, following the needle, pointing straight to heaven. Yeah, straight to heaven. light that breaks my chains. I've been fighting inner battles, chains I thought would never break, carrying regrets and failures, wounds I learned too well to fake. But your light begins to shimmer, cutting through my darkest pain. And I feel the chains start loosening as your mercy speaks my name. Every prison I created, every fear that weighed me down, meets the power of your freedom that removes my heavy crown. And the drums begin to shuffle as the Spirit softly rains, till the light of your forgiveness breaks the last of all my chains. When my faith is worn and small, still your light destroys it all. The light that breaks my chain, shining through my hidden pain. Every darkness, every scar burns beneath your rising star. The freedom you proclaim fills my soul with holy flame, where your mercy still remains, is the light that breaks my chains. I have walked with guilt for ages, letting sorrow drench my bones, but your truth became an echo, calling loudly through the stones. Now the gospel in my heartbeat lifts like wings of warm refrain, as a light that breaks my chains becomes the fire that heals my shame. Break them, Lord.
Break them, Lord.
Break them all.
Chains of sorrow.
Chains of sorrow.
Break the darkness.
Break the darkness.
Break the lies.
Let your freedom
Make me rise.
oh, oh,
Make me rise.
oh,
Make me rise.
oh,
Make me rise.
oh. The light that breaks my chains, the light that breaks my chains, the light that breaks my chains. The light that breaks my chain, the light that breaks. Your love, stronger than my past. I've been living in the shadows of the things I can't undo, chasing echoes of the moments that remind me who I knew. But your love becomes a river, washing years of hurt so fast. And I learned that you are stronger,
Stronger.
stronger than my broken past. that haunts me, every failure carved in stone, meets the grace that keeps on rising from the kindness you have shown. And the blues guitar is singing like a healing meant to last, as your love keeps breaking darkness stronger, stronger than my past. Your love is stronger than my past, stronger than the wounds I cast. Every tear and hidden scar fades beneath how strong you are. When I fall into the shame, you remind me of my name. Your love makes the shadows pass. Love that's stronger than my past. In your name. Shining me low. There's a quiet by the river when the evening settles low, and the silver on the water catches every fading glow. In that stillness I can hear you calling softly to my soul, like a lantern on the surface, saying, child, I'll make you whole. When the storms of shame and failure try to drown me in their tide, you remind me you're the Savior who is always at my side. Every ripple tells a story of a love that never leaves, and the peace that rests upon me is the gift that grace believes. In the calm of holy water, in the hush of sacred night, I can feel your healing presence, turning darkness into light. You're the light in the still water, peace in every crashing wave. When my fears pull me under, you're the hand that reaches, saves, light that breaks the silent stones, love that carries, love that forms. There were nights I felt abandoned, nights my strength was wearing thin, but the river whispered gently, child, let mercy wash within. So I knelt beside the shadows, let the tears fall where they may, and your spirit ran beside them, washing every doubt away. Babe, pray, shine on me, shine on, shine through me, break the chains I cannot see. In the stillness, the silence. Let your presence bring me peace. There were nights I felt defeated, nights I fought to breathe again, when the echo of my failures was the only voice within. But your kindness found the corners where my broken pieces lay, and you gently gathered heartache, turning darkness into day. When the shame became a shadow, hanging heavy on my chest, you became the gentle answer, saying, "Child, come into rest." And the gospel of forgiveness started burning deep inside, till the fear that once controlled me slowly loosened, slowly died. When I'm sinking in the struggle, still your hand begins to rise. When my heart learns to rise, Lord, on the wings of your grace. When my heart was to rise, Lord, I knew walls of grace. All the sorrow I carried starts to fall from its place. When my heart learns to rise, Lord, like a dawn in the skies, I find hope in your mercy. When my heart learns to rise, every battle leaves a lesson, every wound becomes a prayer, and your voice becomes the anthem, saying, "Child, I'm always there." So I'll trust you in the shadows, trust the breaking of the day, for the heart that learns to rise is the heart you remain. Oh, rise through the hurting, rise through the tears,
rise through the memories,
oh, the
rise through the sorrow,
rise through the night, till my heart finds its home in your wonderful light. My heart will rise in your grace. shakes my spirit, and the winds begin to roar. I can feel my courage falter, like I felt so long before. But your footsteps break the darkness with a strength that calms my fear, and you lift me through the stormy night, reminding me you're here. Every wave that tried to drown me, every tear I never said, meets the mercy of your promise, lifting burdens from my head. And the blues guitar's groaning with a truth I've long denied. But your presence holds me steady as you stay here by my side. Though the shadows press me low, still your grace begins to glow. Lift me through the stormy night, be my lamp, my guiding light. With my through stormy night, be my lamp, my guiding light. When the thunder fills my bones, let your mercy lead me home. Lift me through the raging wind till the morning breaks again. In the darkness, in the fight, Jesus, lift me through the night. Through the thunder, through the pain, through the sorrow, through the rain.
Heaven whispers to my wounds. I've been walking through the shadows where my broken pieces hide, where the memories of failure echo deep from inside. But your whisper cuts the silence like a mercy breaking through. And I feel the warmth of heaven speaking softly, pulling through. Every wound I kept in secret, every scar I tried to mask, meets the healing of your presence as you take the lead at last. And the blues guitar is crying with a sweetness soft and true, when the whisper of your heaven starts to comfort what I knew. Every moment I'm undone, still your healing has begun. When heaven whispers to my wounds, every fear begins to bloom. Every sorrow hides its face in the shelter of your grace. When heaven whispers soft and clear, I feel love erase my fear.
I'd lose my way, but you held me in the silence till my night turned into day. Now the organ hums redemption with a promise coming soon, as a whisper of your heaven breathes new hope into my wounds. Whisper, 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 whisper in the night. Whisper, turn my wound into your light, into your light. Heaven whispers to my wounds. On the long and dusty highway, where my worries weigh me down, I have stumbled through the silence with no strength to stand my ground. But your love becomes a lantern in the places I have strayed, as you shine your love upon my road and chase my fear away. Every mile of hidden sorrow, every valley soaked in pain, finds a comfort in your promise that my heart will rise again. And the organ hums a blessing as the blues guitar is slow, while you shine your love upon my road, wherever I may go. When my spirit starts to tire, still your grace lifts me higher. My way through the night and through the day. Shine your love so warm and kind, calm the tempest in my mind. Where I walk and where I roam, Lord, your love will bring me home. Shine on me, shine within. Let your mercy be my friend. to me. I have wandered from your presence in the seasons of my pride. I have hidden all my failures, hoping they would someday hide. But your footsteps break the silence with a mercy running free. And you meet me in my distance. Jesus, you still run to me. Every time I fall in darkness, every time I lose my way, you remind me with forgiveness I am yours without delay. And the blues guitar is crying with a tenderness I see in the truth that you're not distant. Lord, you still run to me. When I'm lost in who I am, still you take me by the hand. You still run to me. Through the shame I flee. When I disappear, still your love draws near. You still call my name through my guilt and blame. Even when I break, still your mercy waits. No matter where I've been, Lord, you run again. Jesus, you still run to me. There were moments I felt hopeless, moments drenched in deep regret, but you held me through the trembling with a grace I can't forget. And the organ hums assurance as the choir sings the plea. He will run to every sinner. He will run to even me. Run to me.
Run to me
When I hide,
by your side.
run through sorrow,
Through my pain,
run with mercy.
once again. Run to me.
Yes, you run.
Cry your song.
Yes, you run.
Run to me.
You still run. You still run to me. When the weight is on my shoulders and I struggle just to breathe, when the echoes in my memory whisper lies I still believe, there's a stirring deep within me, like a fire beginning bright, and the Spirit starts to sing a song that pulls me into life. Every doubt that tried to haunt me, every fear that scratched my soul meets a melody of mercy, making broken places whole. And the blues guitar is glowing with a hymn of joyful ring, as the chains fall off my spirit, when the spirit starts to sing. When I'm standing on the brink, still your grace begins to sing. When the spirit starts to sing, every sorrow takes its wing. Every valley, every night fills with everlasting light. When the spirit starts to rise, hope begins to fill my eyes. Chains that held me lose their sting when the spirit starts to sing. Sing again, shape my heart, let truth begin. There's a river in the distance, but I feel it in my bones, flowing from the hill of Calvary, where love for me was shown. Every wound I kept in secret, every sin I tried to hide, meets the current of compassion, rolling deep and wide. I have wandered through the desert of my pride and of my doubt, till your mercy came like water, washing all my failures out. Now the blues inside my spirit soften gently as they flow, and the gospel in the river tells me things I need to know. Where the sorrow meets forgiveness, where the shame begins to fall, River Mercy keeps reminding there is grace enough for all. River Mercy, deep and wide, carry all my past behind. Let your waters pure and strong turn my sorrow into song. River Mercy, flowing free, wash the chains right off of me. On the shoreline of your kindness, where the broken find their rest, I can feel the weight I'm holding lifting gently from my chest. And the water keeps on singing ancient hymns of holy love, till my heart begins to echo like the choirs above. Let it cleanse me,
Let it free me.
let the Spirit rise and lead me through the shadows,
Through the night,
river mercy,
be my light.
double red lips, stronger ending. River mercy, carry me home. River mercy. There were seasons I stopped talking, not because I walked away, but because the words felt heavy and I didn't know what to say. I still showed up in the silence, still carried you in my chest, but my faith felt more like waiting than believing at my best. I thought silence meant forgetting, like distance slowly grows. I thought love needed constant sound to prove it still was close. But even when I stopped reaching, stopped naming what I feared, you stayed nearer than my breathing. You were always here. You didn't leave when I went quiet. You didn't turn away. You didn't need my explanations. You stayed anyway. When my prayers fell into stillness, when my voice was gone, you didn't leave when I went quiet. You held on. You held on. I'm learning faith doesn't vanish when the conversation slows. Some of the deepest trusting is the kind nobody knows. You're not anxious in the waiting. You're not scared of wordless days. You listen deeper than language. You hear what silence says enough. If love only lives in speaking, then I'll be lost somehow. But you were never louder than truth, and truth is quiet now. You didn't leave when I went quiet. You didn't count the days. You stayed steady in the stillness. You never walked away. Now I know you're not dependent on how strong my prayers sound. You didn't leave when I went quiet. You were already around. I don't have to say much. you're still here. You didn't leave. Hold my heart, Lord. Lord. When the weight becomes too heavy and my courage starts to fade, when the road ahead grows narrow from the choices I have made, you become the strength I'm missing. You become my saving hand, and you hold my heart with kindness when I feel I cannot stand. Every weakness
I've been hiding,
every tear I face,
failed to show
meets the mercy
of your presence
in the places no one goes. And the organ swells with comfort as my spirit understands. You will hold my heart forever when I fall and cannot stand. When my breath is thin and weak, still your strength is what I seek. Hold my heart when I cannot stand. Lift my soul with your gentle hand. Be the rock where my fears unwind. Be the peace that I cannot find. Hold my heart in the trembling night. Guide me, Lord, with your perfect light. When the storm grows wild and grand, Lord, hold my heart when I cannot stand.
Hold me,
Keep me,
keep me,
oh,
keep me,
oh,
keep me,
oh,
hold me,
keep me,
keep me,
oh,
keep me, hold my heart
when I cannot stand.
lift my soul
With your gentle hand, be the rock where my fears unwind. Be the peace that I cannot find. Oh, hold my heart,
in the trembling night
oh, guide me, Lord.
with your perfect light.
Oh, when the storm
Wild and grand,
on the road,
hold my heart
when I cannot stand. I didn't come to you with courage. I came with shaking hands. Every step I took toward trust felt like sinking sand. I believed you loved the fearless, the ones who never doubt. So I kept my fear hidden. Every time I cried out, I thought you'd grow tired of me, of circling the same ground. of always almost believing, but never standing sound. But you never raised your voice, never pulled your grace away. You just stayed close enough for fear to lose its say. You were patient with my fear. You didn't rush my fate. You never called me weak for needing time and space. While I learned how not to run, you stayed right here. You were patient with my fear. I'm learning fear doesn't mean failure. It means I'm still alive, still hoping, still reaching for something deeper than my sight. You never asked me to be fearless. You just asked me not to hide. You kept loving me gently until trust arrived. If patience is a language, then you speak it fluently. You were patient with my fear, with every step I missed. You stayed longer than my doubt. You outlasted all of it. Now I'm walking slower, but I'm walking sincere, because you were patient with my fear. I'm not fearless, but I'm not alone. I prayed for signs and thunder, for something I could hold, but all I heard was nothing in the spaces growing cold. No miracle, no movement, no voice I could repeat, just a quiet stretching longer than my courage to believe. I thought silence meant abandonment, like you had turned away. But the longer that I stayed there, the less afraid I became, because something in the stillness was keeping me alive. Even when I couldn't hear you, I felt you by my side. It was a silence where you spoke the loudest, where you said what words never could. You didn't rush to fix my questions. You just stayed when nothing looked good. And now I know some answers don't come wrapped in sound. It was the silence where you spoke the loudest when I finally slowed down. I'm learning not to fill the quiet with my panic or my fear. Sometimes love doesn't explain itself, it just remains near. And faith isn't always shouting, sometimes it's standing still, trusting that you're working even when it feels unreal. If you're not afraid of my waiting, then I won't be either. It was the silence where you spoke the loudest, where my soul learned how to breathe. You weren't absent in the quiet, you were teaching me how to see. Used to come with questions, with reasons in my hand. I thought every prayer needed answers I could somehow understand. I believed faith was clarity, a truth I could explain. But the deeper that I follow, the more I walk without a name. I wanted you to justify every valley, every loss. I kept a record of my waiting, like it proved the cost. But the longer that I stayed here, the less I needed proof. I felt you in the breathing space between what's false and true. I learned to pray without asking why, without demanding reasons first. I learned to place my questions down and trust you with the hurt. I don't need answers wrapped in lies, I don't need to understand. I learned to pray without asking why, and leave it in your hands. Some wounds don't come with meaning, some roads don't circle back. But love doesn't need an explanation to stay when things go dark. You never rush my believing, never force me to be brave. You just stayed until my asking turned into a quieter faith. If you are who you say you are, then silence isn't empty. Ooh, I learned to pray without asking why, without a bargain or a sign. I learned that faith is sometimes just letting go of needing time. I don't know how the story ends, but I know who holds my life. I learned to pray without asking why, and that became my life. I'm still asking, just not demand anymore. Grace like fire, like water. There's a burning in my spirit, like a flame that won't grow cold, and a river running through me with a love that won't let go. Every failure from my past life, every hurt I tried to hide, meets the cleansing of your fire, flowing gentle deep inside. Ooh. When the world begins to tremble and my hope starts falling thin, you remind me you're the healer of the war I hold within. And the blues guitar is crying with a truth I long to hear, that your grace is like a river, and it drowns my deepest fear. When the storm keeps closing in, still your mercy says begin.
Grace like a river, fire
Burning bright,
lifting higher,
washing all my shame away, setting hope like dawn of day. Grace like a river,
fire,
holy cleansing, never tired,
fire,
flowing through my darkest night, turning ashes into light. I've been wandering long and weary through the battle in my chest, but your kindness like a river pulls me closer into rest. And the fire of your forgiveness sparks the strength I didn't know, till the love I thought was absent starts to rise and overflow. Let Let the river flow again. In my soul, make the broken places whole. Grace like a river, fire, flow in me. Washing all my shame away, setting hope like dawn of day. Grace like a flow in me. Your light, your peace. In the quiet of your presence, when the world is fading low, I can feel a gentle healing in the places I don't show. All the fears that I've been guarding, all the wounds I tried to hide, start to open in the silence, where your mercy meets my pride. When the blues inside me tremble, when my voice is lost in song, you remind me of the promise that your love has held me long. And the whisper of your comfort settles heavy on my chest, till I feel my weary heartbeat slowly fall into your rest. When all my strength is failing, your peace is shining still. In the quiet of your light, every shadow takes its flight. All the sorrow I have known meets the mercy of your throne. In the quiet of your peace, all my striving learns to cease. In the quiet of your light, Lord, you make my darkness bright. There were nights I felt forgotten, where the silence felt like stone. But you showed me in the stillness I was never once alone. And the soft forgiving radiance of your everlasting grace gives a warmth that fills the corners of my long and empty space. Shine on me, shine through me, break the chains I cannot see. Shine on me, shine through me. Let your love restore my peace. Your light, your quiet light. I've been racing through my healing, trying hard to feel okay, counting progress in my changes, wondering why it takes so long this way. I thought grace would fix me faster, tie my loose ends overnight. You keep walking slow beside me, like there's no reason to fight. I confuse speed with faithfulness, silence with delay, but you never seem offended by the pace I need today. You're not tapping your foot impatient, you're not checking off my past. You're more concerned with how I'm growing than how fast. Grace is not in a hurry, it doesn't rush me through the pain. It lets the wound breathe open till healing knows my name. You don't love me more tomorrow than you love me now. Grace is not in a hurry, and that's how I know it's real somehow. Some things heal in quiet moments, some scars need gentle time. You don't call it wasted waiting when I'm learning how to be kind. I'm not late to my becoming, I'm not failing in delay. I'm still walking in your mercy every step of the way. If you're patient with my story, I can learn to be the same. For grace is not in a hurry, it stays until I'm whole.
It doesn't push me toward perfection. It keeps my fragile soul. Now I'm letting go of timelines, learning how to stay. Grace is not in a hurry, and neither are you with me today. Slow is not failure, slow is still grace.
I spent my whole life signing my name on promises I couldn't keep, trying to sound like someone who never doubts, never bleeds. I wore my history like armor, my reputation like a shield, but the truth kept knocking softly on the parts I couldn't heal. I told you who I thought I was, I told you who I tried to be, but every title I carried was heavier than me. And when I finally stopped pretending that I knew just what to do, I felt my hands start opening for the first time in the truth. I laid my name down at your feet, every label, every claim. I'm tired of introducing myself by my failure or my fame. If you call me yours, that's enough. I don't need the rest to stay. I laid my name down at your feet, and I walked away changed. Thought I had to guard my story, keep control of how I'm seen, but you already know the chapters I still wish weren't part of me. And somehow you don't flinch or turn, you don't rewrite me in shame. You just read me with compassion and call me by a better name. If I lose what I was known for and gain what can't be taken, then this letting go is holy, not a breaking. I laid my name down at your feet, and you didn't step away. You lifted up what I couldn't carry, and you kept what I couldn't say. No, I don't need to be impressive, I don't need the world to see. I laid my name down at your feet and found out who I'm meant to be. Call me yours, that's enough. I measure progress in milestones, invisible proof I've grown. But you keep measuring faithfulness by how gently I'm known. I wanted quick conclusions, a clean and final line, but you kept writing my story in unfinished time. I thought delay meant distance, that waiting meant you paused, but you were shaping patience in the spaces I fought. You weren't late to my becoming, you weren't slow to respond. You were guarding what was fragile till it learned to be strong. You didn't rush my coming, didn't force me to arrive. You let me take this road in pieces. You let the process stay alive. While I was counting all my failures, you were counting every breath. You didn't rush my becoming, you stayed. If growth is more than progress, then waiting isn't lost. Trusted who I'd be. You didn't rush my becoming. Grace walks with me in the dark, in the darkness of my burden, where my heart begins to shake, where the quiet of the night reveals the things I can't escape. There's a presence walking softly with a strength I cannot see. And I know that when I'm trembling, grace is walking next to me. Every shadow that surrounds me, every fear that hems me in, meets the comfort of your mercy that restores the hope within. And the blues guitars bending like the sigh of broken heart, while the grace that walks beside me slowly pieces me apart.
When the dark begins to swell,
still your grace is like a well.
grace walks with me in the dark, lighting embers from a spark. When the night is deep and cold,
Grace becomes the Walk with me. Walk with me. Walk with me. Through the night. Walk with me. Until I'm free. Walks gently through Before I knew, before I learned how to stay, before I learned how to choose, I was running from silence, calling it freedom, calling it truth. I mistook attention for love, noise for something real. I didn't know what it meant to be held without having to feel. I loved what felt familiar, even when it left me small. I trusted the shape of affection, even when it made me fall. I gave my heart to quick promises, to hands that didn't remain. I thought love was something you earned by learning how not to complain. But you were there before the language, before I knew how to pray, before I could name the ache in me or explain why I stayed. You loved me before I understood love, before I knew what it cost. You loved me when I called it desire, when I called it being lost. Before I learned the difference between being wanted and being known. You loved me before I understood love, before my heart found a home. I thought love was always urgent, something I had to defend. I didn't know it could be patient or stay without needing an end. I confused intensity with meaning, mistook fear for being alive. But you never chased my attention, you just stayed quietly kind. If love doesn't need to convince me, if it doesn't need to be loud, then everything I learned about loving was missing you somehow. You loved me before I understood love, before I learned how to see. You loved me when I was reaching for anything that wasn't me. I'm relearning what's true. You let me be before I understood love, and I'm finally learning from you. I don't have to earn it now, I just have to let it stay.